One of the things that's happened in the U.S. over the past half century is there's been a very large decline in the share of children living in two-parent households. What we've tended to focus on is how to improve schools, how to improve neighborhoods, how to strengthen government safety net programs. But what the academic evidence is telling us, from economics, from sociology, from psychology, is that families are really important. So I came to these topics really with a very deep interest in understanding people's lives and people's struggles and how our economic institutions, how our government policies can make people's lives harder or better. I wrote a book called The Two-Parent Privilege to try and bring this evidence and this conversation to the public, deliberately a bit provocative, to draw attention to the fact that having a two-parent family is now something that is really disproportionately enjoyed by the most privileged class in society. And also, the evidence tells us it is a privileged position in the sense of it means more resources for kids and ultimately better outcomes. And so the book really was aimed at taking academic evidence and making this case that what has happened to families is a real economic, social, policy, research, philanthropic challenge that we collectively need to do something to address. I come at all of these questions as an economist, and so it's very much, an economic framework to challenges that most people think of as being cultural or sociological. And I come to the issue of family and fertility and raising children in this country, not with a value proposition, but as a social scientist who's saying, let's look at the data. About 30% of US children live outside a two-parent home, and the rates are much higher for children who are born to parents without a college degree. And so now there's this massive college gap in children's living arrangements that very directly contributes to inequality and class gaps in the opportunities kids have and ultimately their educational attainment and their adult circumstances. The research I'm going to be doing obviously will extend beyond just the Notre Dame Economics Department, but really be integrated more broadly with the College of Arts and Letters and scholars and students from around the college. And what's so exciting about what's happening at Notre Dame is there is a real commitment to providing these kinds of interdisciplinary structures, the resources that researchers need to really make progress on answering these very complex and vexing questions. So I am extraordinarily grateful for support from the Poverty Initiative that's made a seed investment in the Notre Dame Strengthening Families Research Initiative, which just really enhances and elevates the amount of research and the type of research we can do into these questions.